entered the city. No queues or interviews, all at sea. Even nowhere on land, we wandered round these cultured streets, surrounded by beauty and light, bathed in darkness. Welcome to Silvery Moon. Silvery Moon. We saw signs for a stage show, an unusual name. Remembered our comrade. To rest he was laid, gone forever. Too young, too soon. We'll leave him in silvery. Reason must be found again amidst the grief and turmoil. We came here with a plan to stage a heist, but now that's been foiled. We'll find some rest and clarity. But who is now approaching me? The adventure continues.
So yeah, you find yourself sat at this table in the Dancing Goat. There are still a couple of halflings up on stage, shaking their fangs. Before we get to the person who has come to your table, one bit of business that we forgot to do as we were entering the tavern or the inn. Stuart, describe to me the sign hanging outside the Dancing Goat.
It is weirdly, the sign does not depict a goat. It depicts an old man. And it's an old man kind of dressed in like a poor smock, and he's lifted up the smock because he's dancing in a jolly way. And as we entered the Dancing Goat, despite the fact that we're all a bit bummed out, we all got a real kick out of the sign because we all thought it looked a little bit like Greg.
That is, that's probably correct, because we all know that Greg is the greatest of all time. So he is, in fact, the goat.
I will draw it as soon as I Google what a smock is.
The Gregest of all time, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, like how sometimes you enter a venue and it has the bells to indicate, like, to a small corner shop. Can it be like that, but something hanging off of...
Just out of the bottom of the smock.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So back to inside. You've had a little bit of a mourning period with Daboff, and this stranger's come up to you and basically said, let's get to know each other better. Before he carries on, does anyone react to this, or?
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't mean to seem rude, but do you usually just impose yourself in other people's groups?
Well, not always, no. But you know, I'm just a friendly soul who likes to see people, you know, and talk to people. I'm a bit of a social loner, really. I like to, you know, jump in when I see new people. You know, I listen. I feel like we've got off on the wrong foot here. My name's Felgloss, and I don't live in Silvery Moon, but you know, I like to think of it as maybe a bit of a spiritual home. And so, when I see people like yourselves, and you clearly, unless I'm reading the room wrong, you're clearly new to Silvery Moon. You don't appear to be people. I don't wish to offend, but you don't seem to be people that are from here. And yeah, when I see people, I like to almost think of myself as an unofficial tourist, you know, information person, someone who, you know, likes to roll out the welcome wagon.
Oh, like a tourist information. I've got a question for you. Maybe you'll be able to help me out. Where's the best place to go to where people leave you alone?
Well, I don't really know, because I don't like to leave people alone. Is that a serious question?
No, I suppose not. Ignore me. I'm not in the best mood.
You'll have to forgive our friend. I'm afraid we're in a period of mourning. We've just lost one of our dearest friends, and your tips, I think you said you were a tourist information person, your tips are perhaps better another time, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, I am absolutely sorry to hear that. I did see a bit of the dour faces, and it's mainly the reason why I came over. I thought, I know, Felgalos, this is your time to shine. Let's go over there and let's make him happy. But clearly, I misread the situation. I'm really sorry.
Can I roll insight on him? Is he just is he just
For
a
a
bell?
vibe check.
Is he a bell end or is he
We said he was a tip, so bit of.
brilliant? It's a flat 6, so
You can't read anything. You can't read anything off of him at the moment. Well, I'll rephrase that. You can't read anything distinct off of him. Whether that's Dweezil's mood, perhaps affecting that.
Yeah, probably.
As you know, as he sort of finishes a little bit, says, let's. What was the name? You lost someone recently, I take it.
Yes.
What was his name? I don't know why I've gone into Geordie. Hello there. It's an Australian accent. Struth, Cobber. There we go.
His name was Dabov. We're still coming to terms with his loss.
We never discovered his last name.
Well, let's have a drink to Dabov. No last name.
I can't remember.
And as he does, as he
ordered drinks last session.
You did. You've all got drinks. And as he goes to pick up his own drink, he actually spills it. And and as he's sorry about that, and he just jumps up to try and help himself. Can I all have a dexterity saving throw from you three? 4, sorry.
9 for Dweezil.
9.
If I get piss wet through covered in this fella's beer,
14 for Quint.
7.
I'm probably going to kill him.
7 from me as well.
And what was yours, Quinch?
14.
14. Quinch is, with lightning speed, the only one who is able to stop his own drink. So basically, as Felgalos sort of spills his, he's like, "Oh, sorry about that," and he sort of jumps up and he smacks himself into the table, and it results in all of the cups and everything on the table just like quickly spilling towards you all. The three of you take booze damage, whilst Quinch's lightning speed managed to grab his just in case, just in time. He's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Hang on a second," and he sort of stands up and he sort of like make motions towards the barman. He said, "Honestly, let's get another round of drinks over here," and he sort of like hand signals over to the barman, and then like throws up like 4. What would it be? Your 3 plus 1, 4 fingers, indicating four drinks to come over. And he said, I am really sorry about that. That is on me. Like I am known as the great misfortune. Unfortunately, the people. I am a little bit clumsy, and that's you've just seen that. I am really sorry. This is probably the last thing you wanted with your friend just dead. I am sorry about that.
It's yes, a spilt drink is nothing in comparison to our loss. So I'm sure we can sweep that under the rug. Yes, you're still here,
well,
are you?
I am, and listen, I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but you say that you're in mourning, but we're in this wonderful establishment in this wonderful city, and I can't help but think that you don't come to somewhere like the Dancing Goat if you want to be sat and left alone. Look at what we've got up there on the stage, and as you look up, you notice that the halflings have gone, and instead on stage they've been replaced by a couple of gnomes who are dancing quite almost unlike any dancing you've seen before. But what in particular is quite interesting is they seem to have a mouse upstage on with them who seems to be like they're passing the mouse between them. The mouse is like running up one of their arms, and they're sort of doing these weird movements. And then like they're sort of like moving one of the mouse back over to one of the other gnome.
For anyone listening at home, what you're not witnessing is that that Nate is body popping as he demonstrates these motions of the dancing gnomes.
Reminds me a little bit of Darboff and Vin. Anyone else?
Yes, he'd be up there backflipping with them.
Oh,
do you think he would have wanted us to have a good time here?
Krill just plants his face into his hands and begins to sob.
I'd seem to be at every turn of I seem to be keep putting my foot in it. No, I can't. Shall we hit a little bit of reset on this conversation?
Yes, do you know what? Your heart is in the right place. We're in a somber mood. We might just need some time, but we're not in a mood so sour.
I know. I've got an idea. I've got something that I think we could do that'll lighten up the mood. Something I like to do with some of my friends.
Go on.
Have you ever played a game of 2 truths and 1 lie?
Nope.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
Well, the game is that you tell the rest of the group 2 truths about yourself and also 1 lie, and then it's up to me or anyone at the table to try and guess which one the lie is.
Okay.
Anyone up for a game of that?
You go first, and if we guess it right, you leave, or...
Well, I don't... You seem too down for me to leave. I just don't think it's right that I...
No, I just don't know what the rules of the game are, is all I ask.
Oh, there's no rules. It's just a game to lift some spirits.
And when we guess correctly, what's the prize pool?
Well, my name's not Paul. It's Felgloss. I have only just come to the table, so I'll let you have that one. But no, it's just, I'm just, like I said, I'm here to try and cheer up. I mean, why are you in Silvery Moon in the first place if you're going to come here and...
It was the closest city to where our friend died.
Well, we were making our way here anyway, weren't we? But we were making our way here because of something that our friend wanted to do.
Which he can't do anymore because he's dead.
Guys, come on, let's give him a chance.
Well, no, I mean, if you want to talk about your friend, then feel free. I'd like to listen to him if he's.
I'll go first. I once choked a moose to death. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't eat fish. They're weird and creepy and horrible, and it makes me uncomfortable. I have 5 half-brothers. They all hate me. 4 of them have tried to kill me on at least 1 occasion. You're right, this is fun.
Right, and he suddenly gets a little bit of anxiety that he actually ate some fish earlier that day, and he's slightly worried that you can see him sort of like just turn his face down a little bit and just hand over mouth. He says, right, so let me get this right. You choked a moose, and I'm going to assume that's a real moose and not some sort of weird euphemism for something else. You don't eat fish, same thing, and third, you have some half brothers who may not want to see you alive. You're a big green fellow with an axe, so I could see how some people would be a little bit jealous or maybe want to take you down. I'm going to go with the moose.
Oh, sir, you are correct. It was not a moose, it was an elk.
Oh, well, that's... I'm glad that that I did that. So yeah, well.
This is a fun game.
Just as we get to the end of that, the barman comes over and he's got a tray and he just puts down 4 beers in front of you, just random beer. And
Quinch not asking about a cocktail menu.
Felgloss just literally just picks them up and just puts them all around everyone except for Quinch and says, please drink up. Right, so who's next then?
Go on then. I'll play your little game.
And at this, he's like, he's sat closest to Dweezil and he's sort of like, that's the spirit. Come on then.
Yeah, don't touch me. I once wrote a song about Quinch that went down so well and became so popular that I had to disguise Quinch and sneak him out of Candlekeep because he kept getting mobbed in the streets.
Quinch is nodding profusely.
When I first got to Baldur's Gate, I actually found work as a blacksmith's apprentice, and I worked there for 2 weeks, but then I got sacked because I was accused of making forgeries. The final one, my middle name is Derek.
Derek's a strong name, and you've got a strong face. You also look very honourable, if you don't mind me saying. I can't imagine you doing forgeries, you say? Candlekeep's an interesting one. We'll come back to that one in a minute. I'm going to go with the forgeries.
How tall are you?
I'm 3 foot, but in the right light, I look 3'1".
That's probably why the joke went over your head then. Yeah, you're right. It's the forgeries one.
Right. I'm sensing that you and I are not going to be best friends.
I'm 8 foot tall and I missed the joke, so it's fine.
Okay. And he's sort of just like, right, okay. And he turns around to Greg. What about you, old man? What have you got?
I'll tell you what I've got. Well, I am the last surviving person in this whole plane that has the recipe for nuggies. I only drink decaf drinks, but no one knows that. And my broom is actually shaped after a dragon that my apprentice once killed.
Interesting. Very interesting lies there. Truths and lies. Well, I'd wager that anyone gets to your age is drinking caffeine on a regular basis. I'm going to rule that one out. Nuggies. Now, I've not heard of nuggies. What are these?
Well, I can't tell you the exact recipe because, and then you could forge it.
No, of course.
I believe they were once described as chicken smashed up and then put some breadcrumbs on it.
Well, they sound delicious.
Well, now delicious. 2 people know the recipe.
Yes, but they don't know the secret special spices that you got to put in there, That's what makes the Damoff so great.
You seem to bluff that one well, so I'm going to go with the dragon. Is the dragon a lie or truth?
No, that's definitely a truth. Nuggies, unfortunately, has died with our friends. Never again will we have another fine Nuggie.
What? So, canonically, Gregomel drinks decaf?
Wait, hold on. Was it 2 truths and a lie or 2 lies and a truth?
Right. I think we'll leave you for a moment because I think you've got to catch up with the rest of us.
Wait, I've got another 3. Hold on. Perhaps move on. Yes, okay.
Right.
I hope he drinks actual caffeine, otherwise we've got
he
somewhere to go to
100%.
explain
He
why he constantly
100%
shits his pants.
He messes it up. He messes it up, and he always go for the two lies and a truth.
Oh, don't worry. And finally, before I come to my one, let's see what you've got there, Bluey.
Well, obviously I'm going to give you 2 truths and a lie.
That's not the game, though. It's meant to be 2 lies and a truth.
No, I think it's 2 truths and a lie.
Is that the lie that you're telling me now?
No, sorry.
And he gives you a little wink.
No, oh, clever. No, so all of the statements I'm about to read you are all going to be... I'm going to tell you that they're all set on the same day. Certainly 2 of them will have been on the same day. And the third thing will be a lie, obviously, as you've established. It was the local sports and entertainment day at the secondary education system in the small village of Ryvitas Noblet. And the first event was an egg and spoon race for which I should clarify, I was a full-grown adult. I was just helping out with the proceedings. But there was an egg and spoon race, and of course I took part. But I tripped over, fell, but I still came third.
Right.
Then this other thing I'll say next. There was an art competition at the sports day, and actually, strictly speaking, this one did have to be for the students only, but I took part anyway, and they seemed to be happy enough with me entering, albeit I wasn't eligible for the prizes. And I decided to make a life-size statue of the head prefect boy. And I made it purely out of my own saliva and some pieces of straw that I'd found. And it got highly commended. I got a little certificate. And the third thing was just that I built a monastery with my bare hands.
Right.
That was nothing to do with the sports and entertainment day. It was a very action-packed day.
I was going to say you must have been very much an aching boy the next day.
I always am.
So you're saying you built a monastery in a day as a child with your bare hands?
So, sorry, I wasn't a child. I was an adult. I was just helping out at the sports and entertainment day.
Right, sorry. It was quite a long story. I'd sort of forgot the beginning of it.
Yeah, sorry. I think when I say monastery, it wasn't one of these massive cathedral type things. There wasn't like 15 prayer rooms. There was like a couple of prayer rooms, a full-size altar, chapel.
Right. Yeah, it sounds still quite impressive. Oh, well, look at those up there. I don't know why I've said those because that makes the next bit awkward. But he's pointing up at the stage, and you see that the gnomes and the mouse has gone and is now up on the stage is a tiefling woman who is doing a very seductive like belly dance type thing, and also swallowing fire at the same time.
That doesn't not remind you of what was she called, that tiefling that Daboff was in love with, Analki. Oh, it's probably everything just reminds me of him.
Anyway, back to you there. So you came third in a race. You did a lovely statue, and you built a monastery. Well, the thing is, if you're good with your hands, you're probably going to do both of those second things. So I'm going to go that you coming third was the lie.
Oh my God, you're right. Not only would it be preposterous that I would come third, of course I would win it were I to enter, but no, I actually just spectated it. I find eggs quite creepy, actually. I don't like nor trust them, how they're sort of solid and shell-like on the outside, yet they contain liquid. Even just talking about it is giving me the willies a little bit.
Just a quick question here. I've always wanted this, and it seems like the opportune moment to ask the question.
Of course, yeah.
Not you, sorry. My good friend Quinch over here, sorry. Yes.
Oh, right, sorry.
Did you come out of an egg yourself, or were you, born as a human, almost, like an usual mammal?
Well, I don't remember myself. However, I do recall watching my mother lay eggs as her vaginal opening sort of lay eggs. There were brothers and sisters. We would feast upon them, and obviously when I was a kid, I was forced to eat them. Actually, that might be why I don't like eggs anymore, come to think of it. But yes, I can only assume I came from an egg, yes.
What colour are your eggs? Are they like usual kind of chicken colour? Like, can I make a big omelette out of it? Or are we talking are they like a weird white with green polka dots on?
No, nothing absurd like that. The eggs that I saw my mother bore were quite dark. Actually, once you wipe all the blood and mucus off of them, they were sort of quite dark grey with sort of speckled, almost shimmering highlights of yellow. It's quite normal.
Well, I'm glad we've cleaned that up. Okay, sorry, carry on.
That's what my father used to say, actually.
Yeah, my whole goal with this game was to try and get you to try and enjoy yourselves and try and lift your spirits, and I feel that's been helped. But ultimately you've all played a wonderful game, and it'd be remiss of me not to join in. I'm nothing if someone who repays a debt. So my three truths and lies for you. Let me think. I should have had these prepared, really. Well, let me think. Firstly, I once pissed off the roof of Candlekeep, and he looks back to Dweezil and said, "That's why I was quite interested in your story out there about being a Candlekeep. Maybe we were there at the same time." Second one I can say is that, I'm actually very much a wanted man by the Harpers. They want me head. And the third statement that I'm going to give you, let me think. And he looks back at Greg and says, "You said about your broom shaped like a dragon. That piqued me interest because guess what? I am a dragon in disguise." And he sort of gives you a big, like, over-exaggerated wink. So there you go. Anyone want to have a stab at that? And just as he sort of finished that, can you roll me perception?
Ooh.
7.
A very dirty 20.
Very dirty 20. Does anyone have a cleaner 20?
Nope.
Dweezil notices first, but Krill, hot off the press, also notices that where you're sat, you've got sort of basically where Felgloss is sat is between you and the door, essentially. Not like directly, but like as you're looking at him, you can sort of see over his shoulder, and you can see the entrance to the place. And Dweezil sort of notices first, so you can see behind Felgloss, and you see essentially the door open and three guards walk in, and they start sort of walking up to the bar. He also hears this, or sort of just turns around at the same time just to sort of see what the noise is, and he sees them, and he sort of turns back to the group, and it says, "Right then, so the game, so what do you want to, so Candlekeep, wanted by the Harpers, and the other one, the dragon thing."
I don't believe that you're a dragon. I've spent a lot of time around a dragon folk person thing, and they absolutely stink to high heaven constantly.
Yes, but they are also quite annoying, and so is this fella. So you do. You have that in common. You're also both hideous to look at. So.
I just don't think any of this is true. I think this is hyperbole. In fact, if you look straight into,
have you got a shitty, smelly sword?
The sword thing, and he's sort of just looking over his shoulder.
I'm sorry. Do you know those guys?
No, I just, I'm sort of, he's sort of really like, he's like sort of holding his drink now, and he's sort of looking at you guys and sort of looking back, and he's like, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's just, I think you guys look like you're fine. Let's get on with the game.
I thought you said you were a TIP.
Yeah, I know. I totally am a TIP, and I feel like I've definitely served my purpose here tonight. So, should we just hurry this up? So, what do you think? What do you think I am? Quickly.
I just don't think that you pissed off a roof in Candlebrook.
Right, you're going for Candlebrook, right? Well, actually, the truth of the matter is that and just at that moment you see the barman sort of like talking to the guards, and he sort of like goes, sort of like points that way, like points towards your table, and the three guards sort of turn, and one of them shouts, one of them just sort of like points at Felgloss, and they start making a beeline for him. He goes, "Yeah, well, actually, it's time for old Felgloss to go. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Bye." And he literally just jumps up from his seat and starts running towards the back of the bar, sort of in the opposite direction of the door. And the guards, seeing this, start running towards him. Are you doing anything?
I'm waving.
As the guard sort of runs past the first one, I'm gonna stick a foot out.
Okay, can you roll me then a strength, I guess?
It's a straight strength.
Yeah, so you're trying to trip him up, yeah?
Yeah.
How many guards are there?
There were 3, and because this is quite a busy bar. Essentially, they're sort of like they're running between people, so they're sort of not in single file, but it's one at a time. Realistically, as they're trying to sort of barge past people and get past.
Does the bar have windows?
Does the bar have windows? It does.
Where is Felgloss?
So he's
running towards.
So he's running towards. Essentially the back at towards the stage, sort of, but around the stage. He's not going to jump on, not directly at the stage, but in that direction. So there aren't windows that side.
So one could make the assumption that there are stage doors.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a stage in terms of like a theatre or anything like that, but you can definitely see like a door like next to the stage, sort of like going at the back, which could be kitchens, or it could be storage, or it could be, you know what I mean? Like there's definitely another door there that you can see. Sorry, Sam, what did Krill do with his strength?
It ended up being a 19 overall.
Okay, so the first guard, not seeing your leg and not expecting it, certainly, he goes tumbling over. And what I'm going to say is also the 2 guards behind him, although they're not like right on top of him, so to speak, they're close enough that they don't really see him, especially in the crowd, and they're going to make a couple of dexterity saving throws to see whether they
depending on what
avoid
happens with these, I want to potentially jump in with a reaction. So,
okay, what I'm going to say is the first guard hits your leg, goes tumbling over. Second guard doesn't see him in time, basically trips over him as well. Third guard, however, is just quick enough from a reaction point of view to sort of like dodge out the way and carry on running.
Okay, the 2 that have gone down, I'm going to see them go down, and I'm going to sort of jump in and be a bit manhandly, trying to get them back on their feet, but a bit too but also getting in their way intentionally. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see you there. I had my leg stuck out. It just. Oh, you must have not been looking. Have you had a few too many, have you, this evening? Just sort of patting him down, just making sure he's all straightened up and stuff like that. I don't know if he's wearing a hat, but I'm taking his hat off and dusting it and making sure it's fine. And then the other guy repeating the same thing here, making sure that really just using my full body size to get in their way and stop them pursuing this fella.
So while you're doing that, what the other 3?
Guard number 3 that didn't trip, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I think he might be okay. 14?
No, fails. He's on his arse, laughing his head off.
Okay. Which what I'm going to say is that happens just as 3 humans take stage, doing some sort of clown / acrobatics style dance moves. So he clocks those, and for some reason it starts making him laugh, and he's over on his floor.
Back to me with the other 2, just quickly. Oh, your mate thinks it's really funny.
And they, while you're doing this, they're always get off me, get off, quick after him, and they eventually sort of find themselves out of your grasp. The rest of you that aren't involved in this, so Quinch and Greg, you will have seen that by the time all of this has happened, you will have seen that Felgloss has made his way out the back door. You don't know where he's going, but you just know that he's.
I was going to say that Quinch had leapt to try and catch up with him. Can that have happened?
You could make a run for him if you want.
Yeah, I want to try and make a run for him. Yes.
Okay, so you make a run for him. Greg's just sitting
amused.
drinking.
He's just clapping and laughing. He's finding the whole thing just very amusing.
You've basically got free entertainment on the stage.
Yeah.
You've got the Keystone Cops going on in front of you, closer to you, and then Quinch is gone. So it's pretty much a perfect night.
Once he spots tiramisu on the menu, he'll be laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quinch makes a run for it. Somewhat at a distance behind Felgloss, who moves at a speed. Perhaps his low stature, in a place like this where it's quite busy, is enabled him to move between the crowd a bit quicker than a big dragonborn like yourself with big wings hanging out. So he's got a pace off you, but you do see him go through the door, and you're probably about 20 foot behind him at any given time. You smack through the door. It pushes inwards, or you're able to just go straight through it rather than having to open it towards you. You go through, and what you see is one door that is wide on your left as you go through. One door on your left, which is wide open, which appears to have some storage. There's some meats and food and stuff hanging up in there.
Tempting.
You see another door which appears, which has a little symbol on it for like a picture of a man. So you think, that's probably the toilets, one of the toilets. And then you see a third door which is sort of just swinging shut as you enter into this thing.
Quinch obviously approaches the door with all the food in. No, he goes for the one where the doors just swang.
Okay. You smash through this door again, and as you get out, you find yourself out in the Silvery Moon nightlife.
Wow. Dark. Could I see Felgloss?
Give me an investigation.
Here we go. Quinch's time to shine. Let's get our Sherlock Holmes on. Interesting. 7?
7. You do not see Felgloss. The only thing you find is his hat.
Oh, what is this hat like?
It's like a little pork pie hat.
Oh, sorry, you did say that. Yeah. Yes, okay.
But so you find yourself like essentially in like an alleyway type area. You're not like in the middle of the street or anything like that. So you're in a fairly sort of like confined area where there's like a building directly in front of you, maybe about 10, 15 foot ahead of you. There's sort of like a wall off to your left, and then essentially there's an alleyway that leads out into the street. But that extends fairly far.
Okay.
And you can't see it.
I shall. So first and foremost, I'll do this in one fluid motion, but I'll pick up the pork pie hat. I'll pop it on, give it a little sniff, pop it on, and I would just yell at. So I'm getting some grimaces from the guys. It seems perfectly normal thing to do. I don't know why that's sparking reactions. No. So yeah, a little sniff, pop the pork pie hat on, and I just yell out,
"Dragon Aspect, I trust you. I want to learn more of you. You can trust me. If you're nearby, feel calm and safe that you can show yourself. If not, I'll catch up with you and we'll circle back and we can discuss your situation further. I liked your stories and your game."
Thank you so much for listening to Dice and Desire. If you were...
Hello.
Quinch, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd help out with the promo.
No, Quint, no, come on. You're just going to talk about random place names that don't exist.
No, I wasn't. I was going to talk to you about my adventures in Valaquanth, the very best that the Tendering Meadows has to offer.
God, if you have to be here, at least read this out.
Okay, what have we got here? Leave us a review on Apple or Podchaser.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It's pronounced Apple, but that was fine. Now read this bit.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Just search Dice and Desire.
I'm actually very surprised that was all pronounced correctly. Thanks, Quinch. Thank you guys for listening. Do exactly as Quinch said and help us out in those various ways. And we look forward to sharing another episode with you very soon.
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No.
Hello.
Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear.
Waiting to get through the whole thing.
No, I mean...
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello with a billowing hilltop. Okay, that's the whole thing. Yeah?
Okay.
That was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it?
It's .com.
What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah. Yes. We play Dungeons and Dragons.
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm completely lost.
This. This.
Got a bugbear in my underpants.
And one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify and we're on TuneIn, and you can find us on Twitter and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.